So as shown by the console that this function has been not used in Python 3 or in previous version. So we have to use the function rnd which I've already mentioned you that there are two types of function, random underscore integer and another one is rnd int function. So now the first elements will show you what is the lowest value up to which value you have to use this. The second function that is in this, instead of n, if I say the lower value will be 0, the higher value will be 5, and the size of matrix will be 1 by 3. The maximum number of elements I want to say is 3. So let's say the output will be in a simple manner. So it will generate a value between 0 to 5 randomly. Okay, between 0 to 5 it will generate an output, and there will be 3 elements in the array. That's the thing. Instead of 0 to 5, if I write 2 to 5, it will generate output between 2 to 5 and there will be 3 elements. Now instead of 5, if I write 50, it will generate output between 2 to 50. Okay. Now instead of this single dimension matrix, if you want to write a 2-dimension matrix, instead of 1 by 3 I want to write 3 by 3, then my output will be like this, and it will generate a matrix, an array, not a matrix, it's an array. Once again, an array of size 3 by 3 array, and all the elements will be between 2 to 50 and they are randomly generated. If I run it again, the output will be different. So random integer has to be generated in the similar manner. If you want to write a floating point number, if you want to generate an array of floating point numbers, random floating point numbers, instead of int you can write ft for floating point, ranf, random floating point function, and the array size will be different. For example, this is not actually required, it will generate a random array of 3 by 3 floating point elements. So this is quite simple. So for example, if you want to generate an array of 20 elements, it will generate an array of 20 elements, a single dimension, not a multi-dimension. Okay. Let's move further. Next function is random choice. So given one array, and there is another array which can be generated with its elements, with the elements that is available in the previous array, the targeted array. The output for generation of this type of array, we will use random choice function. Okay, so let me clear the screen first. Now, for example, A is an array which we are generating. Array, and the elements are like 1 to 6, just randomly writing these numbers. Okay, so A is an array with this elements 1 to 6. Okay, it is our target array. Now from our target array, we want to define an array of random choice, but of size less than it. For example, now we will do, we will write numpy dot random choice, and my target array is 3, A, and my dimension is 3. So I want to generate a subset of this array A. Okay, but all the elements, since I am talking about subset, all the elements must be within the targeted array. The output will be A351. It will never come out of this array. Again, I am running this again, the output will be different, but it can repeat the output. The output can be repeated. So while using this function, random choice. No doubt, a subset is not an exact example, exact word to say, but for only for understanding, it will generate an array from the target array using the number of elements. Instead of 3, if I write 13, it will generate an array of size 1 by 13 with the elements available in the target array A. Okay. Now I want to shuffle this array. There is a function called shuffle, shuffle, which shuffle the contents of an array. Now it's just a example. For example, let me say that A is a array let me generate a random number so that between 0 to 10, and the size of the array will be, let's say, 10 by 10. Okay, so this is I'm generating a random array of 10 of shape size 10 by 10. So this is my array. I have generated an integer array. I want to shuffle A. I will write numpy random shuffle and my target array will be A. I want to shuffle this array. Now the content of A will be shuffled. If you can check the first column, that is 91149, it was 99118 something. It has been shuffled totally. If you want to premute a sequence, you can use the function premutation that is available in random. In premutation, for example, instead of shuffle, I will write premutation of array A. There is an array. Oh, sorry, it is not. And there is a error. It is my spelling mistake. Sorry. Premutation. So it will give me an array generated as per the output. It will just function randomly make a sequence 804010 like that sequence. Okay, now let us go for a beta distribution. If you want to generate an array with beta distribution, now you know that the function, just for an explanation, that random.beta is a function which return an array that follows beta distribution function. Now this beta distribution function often encounters in Bayesian inference and other statistics. So it's a function. If you search online, the function will be like 1 upon b, means array 1 upon alpha beta x raised to alpha minus 1 minus x raised to beta minus. That's the function of Bayesian inference. Now if you want to generate a beta distribution function array with beta distribution function, like in every case we will write numpy dot random dot beta. The first will be A, the second will be B, A and B, which is required for computation, and the third will be the size of the array, and it will generate an array A. Okay, the output of A will be as per the function output. This is only for the generation of beta distribution function. In the similar manner, you can use a binomial function for distribution. Now it will returns an array that follows binomial distribution. That is, the samples are drawn from a binomial distribution with specified parameters. Number of trials will be distributed by n. Number of probability of success will be given, and there will be an n number of integer, and the interval will be given as per the probability of success between 0 to 1. Okay, so let us consider that in this case we have 50 trials and a probability of success is 80%. Okay, so I want to generate a binomial distribution function with 50 trials and probability of success 80%. Okay, so first of all I will write n equal to 50, p equal to 80%, so it would be 0.8. Okay, and now I want to generate a array numpy random binomial and or p comma the size, that is 10. So it will be generated and output will be like this. This is the binomial distribution of the current case in which we have considered there will be 50 trials and probability of success is 80. Now if I want to convert this 50 trials to, let's say, instead of 50 I will go for 100 trials and the probability of success is 50% only. So n and p will be changed. This is one of the way to represent variables in to assign a variable in Python. You can write the number of variables is with comma separated and the value will be assigned as per comma separated. Now if I run the function which I've used previously, np10, and again a, the output will change the probability of success as per the result. The next distribution function which is very used in Python is the normal distribution function. The normal distribution function follows the Gaussian distribution with a fixed mean and standard deviation and can generate it by using the function random.random, or you can also say random.normal. Okay, so let me use this function. I want there would be a mean and standard deviation will be provided, and I want to generate a random function of 20. The output will be an array of Gaussian distribution using random.normal. Now instead of 20 numbers I want to generate a array of 2 by 3. Instead of 20 I want to generate an array of 2 by 3. Nothing changes. The output will be this. Okay, there are many distribution available in NumPy package and you can check it using the help function. The only way to call this distribution function is numpy.random.subpackage, the name of the package. In our case we have seen 3 examples. The 3 examples like beta distribution function, we use numpy.random.beta. For Gaussian distribution or normal distribution we use numpy.random.normal. Then for the second one which we have used is binomial distribution, and for that we use the function numpy.random.binomial. So in this manner, for any other type of distribution you can write the sub package name after random. Okay, so let's move forward to our next topic. That is ranges, numerical ranges. Numerical ranges are used for creating a sequence of numbers in an integral part of a numerical computation. A variety of functions exist to create a desired sequence of number automatically as per defined rule. For example, in order to create a range of number, we use the function arange. Similarly, in order to create linear spaced number, line space function has been used. For creating logarithmic space number, log space function is used. Similarly, match grid, M grid and O grid has been used. So let us check each example related to this function and clear our concept. So first of all, let me clear the screen, Windows screen. Now as you can see, our first example would be in order to understand how a range of number is been allotted. So the syntax for automatically generating a range of number from starting point to a top point with a step size is required, and a range follows this syntax. The first element in a range indicates the start point, the second element indicates the stop point, and the third element is the step size as written here. And the output will be as follows. It runs from 1 to 9 or 1 to 10 with a step size of 0.5, but the end point has been not added. Similarly, if I change the step size to 1, the output will be with a difference of 1, but the end point will not be considered. Okay. We can also check this output with this function np_arrange in bracket 10, and the output will be from 0 to 9. Here we have defined the start and stop point, but by default it takes start point as 0, which is a default point, and step size 1 is equal 1 as a default. You can also you can also generate a complex number using arrange, sequence of complex number using arrange. For example, I want to create a range size of point with step size 0.1, start point 1 and stop point 10. For just example, let me try it. Now we have to here define the data type equal to complex, or an error will be generated. It is not compulsory that error will be generated, but there are chances that by default arrange will not take this. So what happens when we run this command? And here we can see that it generates output with 0.1 range up to 1.9. There is no change in this output. It takes output up to 1.9. The next example is related to linear space numbers. So when arrange gives you a good control over step size, you cannot specify the number of elements in an array. To solve this issue, we use linspace number function, linspace. In linspace, we have five inputs to the function. The first one is the start point. The second one will be the stop point. Third one will be the total number of elements which you required, and then number of endpoints, and the last is data type. So the number of points that you required in array, it generates by default. For example, let me say I am generating a line space from starting point 1 and end point, that is stop point is 10, with a different number of points I required in array to be 5. So it would be like this, number of points I want equal to 5. The output will be like this. It will generate an array with 5 elements spaced by default 1, 3, 1, 5, 5.5, 7.5, 10. Similarly, if I convert, instead of 5, if I write 10, the output will be with a difference of 1. The major difference between linspace and arrange is that the endpoint, that is number 10, has been considered as one of the output, which has been excluded in arrange function. Now the one more point that is required is the endpoint function, which is used as the input. For example, in this line, if I add one more established one more element, that is endpoint, which is equal to false, and the output, what does the endpoint signifies is that endpoint says whether the endpoint is required or not. If you run the output, number of points will be 10, and without including endpoint, it will not include endpoint. That is the reason. And then enter. So it will ignore the endpoint value, and if I by default it is true, but if you're not required, if you require it, you can just write it. And the output will be C. By default the endpoint is true. Now move towards the logarithmic space number. The logarithmic space number is mainly used when you require a logarithmic axis of endpoints. It's when you plot a graph, you want to plot a log normal graph. At that time, logarithmic space number is much more used. The syntax is similar to the previous examples. For example, it is the syntax we will cover for this. If I comment it and I write the syntax here, the syntax is quite similar. It requires start point, requires stop point, the number of points which is required, endpoint by default it is true, but you can also provide it the base, whether it is log base 10, 5, 9, natural log, and data type, whether it is complex data type, integer data type, or float data type. Okay. So similarly, as I have already explained, you can directly give this number. For example, numpy.log space 1, 10. 1 is the start point, 10 is the stop point, and num, that is total number of points that you required, is